All right, Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach at the great millstone Nashville camp. Come back with a quick lesson. And this lesson will be entitled, Keep Pushing. And so I got this post right here. It says, stay consistent and keep hustling. All great things take time, so keep going. You'll be at your destination very soon. Don't give up. And so there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations you go through, rough times you go through. And so, we are ordered to keep pushing because we know that a reward waits for us. So let's go right into it. I'm going to start right here because Matthew 5, this is the NLT, because, you're going to go through persecution. You're going to have certain troubles happen unto you, but it's all for a good reason. And ultimately, we are laying our treasures up in heaven. So really, I'm going to start with that. Matthew 6:20. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. So, our treasure, we're laying it up in heaven, because nobody can take, basically what is ours. When we in the kingdom, what we working for, we know that it's not going to be for nothing. So we're working, laboring, placing our money, in heaven, especially if we the elect. Us doing this is not for nothing. It's not for naught. The Lord is not going to forget your labor. Let me get that real quick. So it's Hebrews 10. Let me see. What version is this? I think this is the NLT. Bear with me one second. Yeah. So Hebrews 6:10 says, for God is not unjust. He will not forget how hard you have worked for him and how you have shown your love to him by caring for other believers as you still do. It says as you still do, Hey, and so we are working for, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to keep teaching his elect. And so let me see, which one do I want now? Bear with me one second. Yep, so this is it right here. 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So in season, out of season, rain, not sleet, but rain, snow, shine. We're going to be out there on the highways, on the forefront, teaching our people, the believers, or to convince the gainsayers, and they believe. But the Spirit of the Lord got to be, dealing with you that's teaching and with the person that's able to understand, because anybody can go out there and teach the Bible, but are they teaching it right? That's why it says at the end of this, all long suffering and doctrine, because this doctrine is not something that we just came up with. It's not something that the apostles and elders just came up with. It was actually inspired through the Holy Spirit, starting with, Abba Bivens. And then it increased after that, because we know that Abba Bivens, he fulfilled Malachi. And so the prophecy in Malachi. Let me see. I'm going to get this Sirach 51, and let me clarify that for a newcomer. All right, this is Malachi 4 and 5. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And so Elijah was Abba Bivens coming back, you know. And it says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Why? Because we fell off from our heritage. We didn't know who we were. So Abba Bivens came back on the scene, which is Elijah. Or when Elijah came back on the scene, that's when the heart of the children or the heart of the fathers was turned to the children. That's when we began to know who we are. You know, then the 12 tribes chart was created via the way of Slack is at the tip of my tongue. Salaki, I forgot the apostle's name, the elder's name, Salaki. But that's how the 12 tribes chart came about. Damn, it's at the tip of my tongue, Salakia. It starts with an A. Ariyah, High Priest Ariyah, Salakia. And that matches up with in Genesis, where it talks about where the tribes will be at, you know, or the characteristics, what they're going to go through, or what they're doing, you know, this day. All right, so let me get this Sirach. Ecclesiastes 51 and 30, it says, work your work be times, and in his time he will give you your reward. So soon, you know, we're gonna reach our destination if we're the elect, you know, which is the kingdom of heaven, and we will receive a reward. Let's see. I'm gonna get this Matthew 5. And this the NLT also. I'm going to get 11. It says, God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things about you because you are my followers of Yahushua Mashiach or Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. It says, be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. And so they're going to receive a reward, which we are the prophets coming back. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get this. This will be the end. Wow, well, that's the same. Yeah, that's the same one. So really, it's just something quick that I wanted to go into. Of course, I can get more precepts. But yeah, just a little quick hit. Just keep going. And matter of fact, it says continue. All right, so let me get this one. This will probably be the last one. First Timothy 4 and 16. And it says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So you continue in the doctrine which you have learned. You don't switch it up for filthy lucre's sake. You know, take heed to seducing spirits, switching up the doctrine. Now the MOTB ain't the microchip. The so-called white man ain't Esau. He's Japheth. And various other doctrines that's out there, you know, that Israelites teach. So continue in them, you know, because, A, we continue in the Lord's doctrine and teach the 100% truth. We're going to be rewarded, especially if you continue, you know, especially if you, you know, don't take the MOTB, you know, you go through the persecution for the Lord, you're going to be rewarded. So, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakudash, Shalom.